BRICS unites Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, major emerging economies, seeking more influence in a world long led by the West. They push for fairer global finance, stronger trade, and a bigger voice for developing nations. As BRICS grows, it's reshaping global power and the future of international relations. BRICS recently expanded, transforming from a club of 5 to a diverse coalition. In 2024, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the UAE joined, each bringing regional influence and resources. Indonesia followed in 2025, adding Southeast Asia's largest economy and a major Muslim-majority voice. This expansion signals BRICS' ambition to represent the broader global South. The group also introduced partner countries, allowing nations like Vietnam, Nigeria, and Kazakhstan to engage without full membership. Expansion isn't simple. Every new member requires consensus, and internal dynamics are complex. China and Russia often push for a more anti-Western stance, while India and Brazil prefer balance and flexibility. This diversity is both a challenge and a strength, forcing compromise and creative diplomacy. The expansion process is informal, with decisions made behind closed doors. The growing bloc now acts as a magnet for countries seeking alternatives to Western-led institutions. Vietnam's decision to become a partner, despite U.S. overtures, highlights the appeal of BRICS' independent approach. The group's growth is reshaping global alliances and economic networks. BRICS is no longer just a talking shop, it's a platform for real influence. The expansion has made BRICS a true coalition of the developing world. Its ability to unite such diverse members is a test of its future relevance. The world is watching to see if BRICS can turn diversity into strength. The next chapter will be defined by how well it manages internal differences. BRICS expansion is a turning point in global politics. With its new members, BRICS now represents over half the world's population, about 4.45 billion people. Economically, the bloc accounts for nearly 44% of global GDP, by purchasing power parity, surpassing the G7. BRICS members control significant resources, including over 30% of global oil production. This demographic and economic weight gives the group real leverage. For many in the global South, BRICS is a platform for solidarity and a fairer global system. The bloc's recent summit in Brazil showcased its willingness to take unified stances on major issues, from Gaza to Sudan. But diversity brings challenges. Democracies and authoritarian states, economic rivals, and differing foreign policy goals all sit at the same table. Consensus is hard to achieve, and internal divisions can slow progress. Iran may want to counter U.S. sanctions, while the UAE seeks balance between East and West. The bigger BRICS gets, the harder it is to find common ground. Its future success depends on managing these differences while pursuing shared goals. The expanded BRICS is a force to be reckoned with, but unity will be its biggest test. The world's center of gravity is shifting, and BRICS is at the heart of that change. Its decisions now affect the majority of humanity. The question is, can it turn size into real power? One of BRICS's biggest achievements is the new development bank, created as an alternative to the World Bank. The NDB funds infrastructure and sustainable development in member countries, with a focus on speed and flexibility. Unlike traditional lenders, the NDB offers loans in local currencies, reducing the risk of currency shocks for borrowers. This innovation helps emerging economies avoid the pitfalls of dollar-denominated debt. The NDB is a practical tool for building economic independence. This ties into the broader push for de-dollarization, reducing reliance on the US dollar in global trade. Some BRICS members, especially Russia and Iran, see this as protection against US sanctions. But there's no plan for a single BRICS currency. Instead, the focus is on using national currencies for trade within the bloc. India and the UAE, for example, are settling more trade in rupees and dirhams. China and Brazil are doing the same with the yuan and riel. The goal isn't to kill the dollar, but to create a more balanced, multipolar monetary system. This gradual shift gives countries more options and reduces US leverage. The NDB and de-dollarization efforts are reshaping global finance. BRICS is building alternatives, not tearing down the old system. The world's financial architecture is evolving, And BRICS is driving that change. The dollar's dominance is being challenged, step by step. The future of money is multipolar. Washington's view of BRICS has shifted from indifference to concern. The bloc's expansion and push for local currencies are now seen as direct challenges to U.S. leadership. The Trump administration responded with threats of tariffs and accusations of anti-American policies. But for many BRICS members, joining isn't about picking sides, it's about options and balance. Indonesia, for example, joined BRICS while also seeking closer ties with the West. This is multi-alignment, not a new Cold War. Many in the global South see BRICS as a way to demand fairer rules, not to destroy the current order. At the 2025 summit, BRICS called for reforms to the IMF and World Bank to give developing countries more say. The bloc wants a more inclusive, equitable system, not a total break from the West. The world is dividing, but most countries want flexibility, not confrontation. BRICS is a tool for reform, not revolution. Rumors about Australia joining BRICS are pure fiction. There's no evidence, no official interest, and no political support for such a move. Australia's foreign policy is anchored in Western alliances like AUKUS and the Quad. Joining BRICS would contradict its core security and economic strategies. The idea of ditching the Australian dollar for the yuan is baseless. Australia's trade is diverse, and its economic future depends on open, reliable partnerships, not bloc politics. These rumors are classic misinformation, spread for clicks, not facts. Australia's path is clear. Strong alliances, not new blocs. Trust credible sources, not viral headlines. Australia's real strategy is twofold: strengthen alliances and build self-reliance. Through AUKUS and the Quad, it deepens security and economic ties with trusted democracies. These partnerships counterbalance China's influence and uphold a free, open Indo-Pacific. At home, the Future Made in Australia Act invests in advanced manufacturing and clean energy. The critical minerals strategy aims to process more resources domestically, reducing dependence on any single country. This is called friendshoring, building secure supply chains with trusted partners. Australia's approach is pragmatic: work with allies, but ensure national resilience. It's not isolation, but smart preparation for a volatile world. The focus is on sovereignty, security, and economic strength. Australia is future-proofing itself, not joining new blocs. The rise of BRICS is reshaping global power, but Australia's path is clear. While BRICS expands, Australia doubles down on alliances with fellow democracies and invests in its own capabilities. The rumors of joining BRICS are unfounded. Australia's strategy is the opposite. Its focus: partnership with like-minded nations, economic resilience, and sovereign capability. Policies like the Future Made in Australia Act and critical minerals strategy are about self-reliance in a turbulent world. Australia's approach is pragmatic, not ideological. The world is in flux, but Australia's direction is steady. It's not about joining blocs, but about being a stronger, more valuable partner. As global power shifts, Australia is ready, secure, resilient, and clear-eyed about its interests. Understanding BRICS is vital, but so is understanding Australia's response. That's the real story in a changing world.